Well, good morning. It's another beautiful morning. I hope you never get tired of me saying that because it has been a beautiful year of mornings that are beautiful. Hey, have you ever felt like you're somebody else at times? Have you ever felt like two people in one package? Sometimes strong and courageous, sometimes weak, timid, and kind of just not very confident. Who are you? Who is that? Why do we become two people sometimes at the scenario of being one person? Well, let me share that. Let's take it apart. Let's unpack it, as the millennials would say. Let's unpack that thought. What do I mean by being two people? So often the scripture talks about being double-minded. There are times that you are confident, that you feel like you're on the top of the world, that you can conquer anything. And then could be within the same day, the same hour, you shrink back to feel like you just can't do anything, that you don't have the power, you don't have the strength. What is that? It's the shifting of you the individual, me the individual, from spirit to human nature. From the spiritual nature where there is strength and courage and power and strength because you're one in the strength of the Spirit of God within you. You're connected. And all that flow of the power, not by your own strength or your own intelligence or your own abilities, but by the power that is in you. But then, all of a sudden, you disengage, you deprogram, and go into another program. You know, you've been on the computer. Have you been on the computer where you're watching maybe Facebook, and then you hit a click, and you're into Word possibly, or you're into Outlook, or you're into another Amazon.com. You're on another program. And that's what happens inside of our heads. That's what happens inside of our hearts. We forget who we really are. Although we have the flesh and we have the blood and the human nature of the being that we're walking on this earth through the journey of this life, the truth is that although we are human, we are divine beings with power and strength. But so often we get veiled to forget. Within a minute sometimes. Have you ever had that happen where for 1 minute, you got that confidence and somebody says something or a thought runs through your head and like, oh my God, you just fall apart. Well, I want to share with you a challenge that'll help you connect. And over time, and I mean not overnight, over time, you'll be able to connect and be linked into the spirit more than linked back into the flesh and the thinking of the flesh. That's why the scripture says in Isaiah 55, your thoughts, your human ways, your perceptions and your seeing and hearing are not the same as when you're in the spirit with God. Because then you see things you cannot see with the natural eye. You feel and sense the things that are not there but will be there. And that's where you can sense, no matter what your history shows, no matter what the circumstances show, that you're more than a conqueror, that you're stronger than you could ever imagine. But we click back and forth like a wave in the sea, as James says. Today I'm strong, tomorrow I'm weak. Today I'm with faith and I'm walking in faith. Tomorrow I'm faithless, I feel. Connect. It all comes out of one verse, although it's connected to the entire scriptures. But in John 15:7, I want you to go there today. Please take the time to go there and read this. It says, if you'll remain in the conscious awareness and the presence awareness of God within you, in that communication, and you allow His voice to be your thoughts, to be your words, to be your direction and guidance, then you will be absolutely mature and lacking nothing that you could ever ask or imagine. In fact, beyond, it says, what you could ask or imagine. And how do you do that? You constantly have to take inventory of where you're at, who you're being. You know, Jeremiah said, oh, I'm just a child. Who am I to do these spiritual giant things? David, at 17 or 18 years old, who am I to go fight a giant that the entire Jewish army couldn't fight? But they did not allow their human situation, their human character, their human inabilities to hinder their ability to overcome, their abilities to rise up above, to be the more than conquerors that we're promised and called to be and were made to be. So today, Take the challenge. The challenge is this: continue to remain in the consciousness of who is with you, who is guiding you, who loves you, who's given you divine power to live with oneness of God within you. And then allow that voice to permeate and take captive the thoughts that want to make you human, weak, timid, fearful, instead of powerful, loving, and self-disciplined. Take the challenge today, and I promise you, you will feel more like yourself, the real self that God made you to be. Have a beautiful day. Share this. Enjoy each and every minute of this day as you live in the Spirit, walk in the Spirit, and truly live the fullness of who you really are. That's what happens. You start to really get excited about life and beautiful days like today when you're really living who you really were meant to be and nothing else. All the rest is all passing away. But what you are in spirit is growing each and every day as you fan it in a flame and you see the real you appear. Wow, what an exciting life. It's called abundant life. Have a beautiful day. And remember, beauty and change, and this sharing that we're sharing, comes from within, not through the intelligence of man, but through the Spirit of God. Have a beautiful day. See you tomorrow.